In a sport where champions are born and legacies are made, boxing offers fame, fortune, and the thrill of victory. But those who dare step foot in the ring risk everything. Their body, their mind, and even their life. The line between glory and tragedy is razor thin. And for this undefeated Puerto Rican boxer, tragedy struck. Born on September 19, 1992, in Maitland, Florida, Prichard Colón was a kid with big dreams. When he was in elementary school, his passion for boxing was evident. He expressed to his mother, Nieves, "I want to be a professional boxer, and I want to represent Puerto Rico. I want to be the world champion." His father, Richard, noticed this fiery ambition brewing inside, and luckily for Prichard, he used to train with the father of Puerto Rican boxing icon Felix Trinidad. Prichard's devotion to the sweet science was only sharpened by his father's technical coaching, and at the age of 10, he moved to Puerto Rico with his father and sister to train at Albergue Olympico, an athletic training center. As his amateur career started, Prichard proved that his family's gamble on him would pay off. Standing at 6 feet tall with a 74-inch reach, he established himself as a skilled amateur boxer, taking advantage of his height and remarkable agility. Fans would adorn him with the nickname Digit, which comes from the word digger, referencing his imposing height in the ring. He quickly rose up the ranks, achieving over 170 wins, winning 5 national championships, and proudly representing Puerto Rico in international competition. His journey led him to the 2010 Pan American Youth Championships, where he earned a gold medal for Puerto Rico. When he closed the chapter on his amateur career, he ended with 170 wins and 15 losses. While impressive, this was just the beginning. In 2012, Prichard turned professional. He debuted on February 23, 2013, fighting against Xavier Lasalle in Cataño, Puerto Rico. He would make quick work out of him, knocking him out in the first round. His success only grew from there as he blazed through the competition. He won his next 16 fights, 13 by knockout, improving to an undefeated 16-0 record. Sugar Ray Leonard said, "I really like this kid. What has impressed me the most is his assortment of punches. He has a real dangerous offensive arsenal." However, his next fight against Terrel Williams would alter the course of his life. On October 17, 2015, Prichard faced Terrel Williams in Fairfax, Virginia. This was a highly anticipated fight, and for Prichard it was another crucial step toward a potential title shot. From the very first round, the fight grew contentious. Terrel Williams repeatedly struck Prichard with illegal punches, known as rabbit punches, targeting the back of his head. This is strictly against boxing regulations due to the high risk of serious traumatic head injury. Terrel continued throwing these cheap shots through the middle of the rounds, and in the 5th round, a frustrated Prichard struck Terrel with a shot below the belt. He writhed in pain, and from there, the fight got ugly, with Terrel taunting Prichard with a cutthroat gesture. Prichard's frustration would stem from the referee's poor control of the ring. The rabbit punches from Terrel went largely unpenalized despite Prichard's clear discomfort. With no reason to stop, Terrel threw another vicious punch to the back of his head, this time sending him to the canvas in the 7th round. Prichard would pick himself on the canvas, and an evaluation from the ringside doctor Richard Ashby concluded that he was fit to keep fighting, even after he was clearly discombobulated. In the 9th round, Terrel knocked him down 2 more times, and Prichard's corner would unlace his gloves, thinking that the bout had ended, but it hadn't, and Prichard was disqualified. After the fight, Prichard returned to the locker room with his arms slumped over his mother, where he began to feel increasingly unwell. She asked him in Spanish, "Papi, ¿cómo tú estás?" To which he answered in English, "Mommy, I'm dizzy. I cannot see." They sat him on a chair so he could recover, but minutes later, Prichard started sliding off of the chair as vomit poured out of his nose and mouth. He was floating in and out of consciousness. His father prayed, "I thought he was going to die. I thought he was going to die in the moment." Soon, Sirens blared as he was rushed to Inova Fairfax Hospital. A CT scan showed a subdural hematoma measuring 1.5 centimeters in diameter. Doctors performed an emergency brain surgery to relieve pressure on his skull, but it was too late. Prichard would fall into a coma, and his family was left devastated. 221 days later, he regained partial consciousness, but the damage was done. Since 2017, he remains in a persistent vegetative state, a state of consciousness without true awareness. While doctors don't give his family hope, saying that he's got a mark on the CT scan that shows a black spot too large for him to recuperate. They are a family of fighters and have devoted their lives into his recovery. They hope for a miracle as they care for him at all times of the day. Under the enduring love of his family, he is often showed interacting with them through his mother's social media. They celebrate each new year of his life, providing all the therapy that they can. Today, he's seen making improvements, standing with assistance, increased motor skills, smiling through it all. The glint in his eyes provide his parents with hope that someday their son will be able to walk and talk again. In the meantime, they celebrate each small victory like another W to his win column. Following the aftermath, the Colón family filed a lawsuit seeking $50 million in damages, citing that the ringside doctor and referee were complicit in Prichard's downfall. In a September 2017 interview, while discussing his role in Prichard's injury, Terrel said, "I pray for Prichard every day. That's never going to change. I wish him nothing but peace and health. No one wants what happened to Prichard to happen to anybody. All boxers are brothers." And most notably, Deontay Wilder, a WBC heavyweight champion, wept at the thought of Prichard's circumstances, pouring his heart to the media of the dangers of their sport.
Look at Colón.
Talking about Prichard Colón.
Prichard Colón. There's Prichard Colón.
Yep.
Correct. This man ain't have no kids. Man, they don't understand, man. Y'all don't fucking understand what we go through, man. And I don't even know him like that. But I always be an advocate for us because this man would never know what it feel like to be somebody's father. And that's some of the precious thing in the world, to be somebody's father. But he'll never be nobody's father, man. This man will never have a natural childhood ability of living again because he got in the ring to support his family.
For Prichard, his legacy goes beyond his fighting spirit. In 2016, the World Boxing Council officially sanctioned the Prichard Colón rule, a zero-tolerance guideline to eliminate rabbit punches from the sport.